and honestly, like when I think about that podcast, we didn't even divulge all of the signs, all of the dreams, all of the epiphanies. It was just like a condensed version because who wants to sit and listen to Epiphanies by Jonna? No one. Like one per podcast. One per podcast is plenty. But when you know you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you just know that Source has everything worked out for your greater. Welcome to Elevated Life, Real Wellness and Transformation Podcast, where we walk alongside the internally driven individual as they transform their life through wellness, movement, mindset, and personal responsibility. If that's you, you're in the right place. Let's jump in. I am so tired right now.
It's quite a way to start it.
I know. I just want to be honest, though, like, because it's not like, every day you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for the day and everything's so lovely. Today I'm tired. I am.
Why are you tired?
Well, a lot of reasons. First one being the house is on the market. And if you've ever sold a house and cared about selling your house, it's a lot of freaking work, like showing it. And I'm a little neurotic about just making sure that it's presentable. Like if you've seen our, what is it? Our listing, I just like things to be nice. And so we're showing the house like every day. And so every day it's like, make it all perfect again, shove everything in the dishwasher. Hey, don't judge me. You did the same thing.
And fortunately, when this comes out, we should be under contract. So anybody who was looking, hopefully they're not looking in the dishwasher.
Well, whatever. I don't care.
No, I'm just kidding.
That's fine. Anyway, so that's just been that on top of just still working and packing and trying to get things ready on the Kauai end of things. It's just been like so much. So it's not even really a physical tired. It's like a soul level tired of just I need this part to be over.
Yeah. And like we were talking about within the last day or two, it's such a roller coaster of, all of a sudden it'd be like, okay, you've got all these showings and you've got this offer and, we heard back from people in Kauai about one of the rentals and, all this stuff, like a bunch. And on top of, a car broke down or, we got to do this and whatever. And then the next day will be like crickets.
Yeah.
Like nothing
and
going
your
on.
Central nervous system, like right now, my nervous system is wired for being in fight and flight because it's just like go, 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 go.
Yeah. So
when things stop, I'm uncomfortable. Right? Again, I'm like, okay, no, you can relax. You can relax. So today we had a showing and then they canceled. And I'm like, I think when I got that cancellation notice, I just went, like bogged way down. So anyway, yeah, it's a lot to do all these things. And it's lovely. It's going very well for all of those people who are reaching out to us and excited for us and asking how it's going. First of all, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Like your words are just penetrating my soul. And also it's going very well, but dude, like, it's exhausting.
Yeah. So let's talk about one of the ways that we're addressing that exhaustion, being able to say the word.
Besides sleeping really well at night.
Yeah. Going to bed exhausted. That's an important thing to mention because we have had, it's slowed down a little bit, since our first showing, but there was so much in the run up to, okay, we're getting pictures and now it's on the market and now, we're showing it and we've been working on the place for the better part of 2 years. For a lot longer.
Yeah. A decade.
Yeah.
It was a hoarder house before it was not a hoarder house. So, yeah.
So, what was I saying? Oh, so, but, and then the stress of all the stuff that Jonna just mentioned, very intentional with our sleep.
Oh,
so
for sure.
No matter what needs to get done, when it's time for bed, it's time for bed, which, for us is 8-ish, give or take.
Yeah, that's like a non-negotiable for me, because once I hit a wall, like that's it. I'm not doing anything else.
Yeah.
But boy, have I been sleeping sound, which has been great.
And the cool thing about it is when you stick to that sleeping, going to bed schedule and a routine, we haven't got out of our routine at all.
No.
That means the morning routine happens as well. So we're still up
6.
Before 6, yeah.
Most days, except for the days that we teach classes at the gym, and then we have to wake up at 4. And I don't know about you. Yes, I do. 4 is freaking early lately.
No matter what, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it used to not feel early to me. And now 4 is like I'm crawling out of a casket.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how I feel.
So sleep routine, we've stuck to really well.
Yeah.
Something that we have adjusted yet again is our workout, gym, lifting, whatever that is. So do you want to talk about what you've been doing and why?
Sure. I do this every year, this time of year. So this isn't super different. This year, it's a non-negotiable, which is scaling back. And we've talked about this in previous podcasts, how when spring and summer hit, it's so important. I cannot emphasize this enough to not completely stop the gym. This is when a lot of people just go, nope, I'm too busy. Spring is here, whatever's happening. And then all of the momentum that they had through fall and winter absolutely comes to a halt. And then they literally have to restart in the fall or winter. And so the best thing to do is just to pivot, right? So right now I'm in just maintenance mode. In fact, we just got back from the gym a little bit ago. We work out on Sundays. Well, I'm going to speak for myself. I work out on Sundays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays intentionally. On the other days, I do some exercises with the clients, but it's not, super intentional, I guess. So, and lighter, right? Just not like massive, fatiguing exercises, because I'm already on a spiritual soul level tired. I don't want to add more stress. Plus, there is stress in selling your house and relocating. Exercise is a stress. I don't want to add more stress to already stress, even though it's a good stress, but you can overdo it. So I've just scaled back. And that's what I have to do. I can't even imagine right now going to the gym and just like balls out.
Yeah.
Like that is really, for me, wintertime behavior. Yeah.
Yeah, when you really need it, because we absolutely, I think I can speak for you when I say, get outside. Now that, if you're in this area, we're finally seeing some sunny days and it's a little bit warmer. Get outside, move, be in the sun, all those things. So those things are so critical, especially when we don't get them year round here.
Yeah, I just saw this really interesting meme. Did I cut you off? Do you want to finish?
No,
I'm
it's
sorry. Yes, I did.
Go ahead.
It said, you never see animals battle with depression that are out in the wild. It's only when they're inside and caged up, like be an animal or something like that. Like we are no different. So the importance of, we say it all the time, guys, getting outside, getting in nature, grounding, getting sunlight, breath work. These are all just free things.
Yeah. That being said, there really is no substitute for specific resistance training.
No.
So, and we hear this all the time. with clients or just on, social media, whatever, wherever we're hearing stuff. Like, well, I thought I was good, even if it was like I lifted for a while, did resistance training for a while and then stopped. But, I've been gardening and I've been, moving my body a lot, but it's like, I still feel like I went so far backwards. And I mean, honestly, you did.
Yeah, it's not the same. I hear that endless.
Yeah.
Like, oh, but I even told myself that before I started resistance training. Like, I clean houses for a living. I garden. I work on a farm. Like, oh, that's great. Yes, it is great, but it's not resistance training.
Right.
And you will lose all of your gains and your mobility if you just stop cold turkey. So it's really important to just adjust to the season that you're in. If that means that you can only go to the gym once a week, twice a week, whatever, and shorten those workouts. I know, like on my Sunday workout, it's like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Guys, like today, I'll tell you exactly what I did today. I jumped on my trampoline for 10 minutes because I love the rebounder. I love it for all things lymphatic. And honestly, it just, in my opinion, it really helps shape your legs beautifully. That's just what it's done for me. And then I did a dead hang and some banded pull-ups. 3 minutes of that with a minute rest. And then I did wall sits with a 45 plate on my lap and raised heels. 3 sets of 1 minute. What else did I do? Push-ups. 3 sets of 12 push-ups. And Bulgarian split squats. 3 sets of 10 on each side. And some skull crushers. That's it. I took 45 minutes. It was super chill. No, and I wasn't trying to like push heavy. And when I was done, because I need to listen to my body specifically right now because of the high stress, I was done. In my mind, sure, I was like, ooh, I should probably hit this. I should hit a back exercise, but I was done. It was just like, no, because that's when like injuries can happen because you're just friggin' tired.
Yeah. And it shifts over from, the good stress / stress relief of resistance training into, oh, now I'm just putting more stress on my body in a different way, but it's still the same. Stress is stress.
Yeah. And I'm going to hurt myself. And I don't want to do that. Hey, quick pause. If this episode is hitting you and you're ready for real tools, here's what we built.
Head on over to cjelevatedlife.com, pick up the Rebuilt Method for men or the Rebuilt Method for women, just $67 each. We also created the Parasite Detox Blueprint at $37. And this is actually the exact protocol we use ourselves.
And while you're there, sign up for the newsletter. You'll get the weekly action steps and new tools we've tested ourselves. Let's get back to the episode.
Yeah. So I've taken a similar approach. My Sundays, we take Saturday off from resistance training. Yeah. But Sunday, so today I just do compound lifts. Yeah. So I did back squat and 3 sets of 8, back squat, and then flat bench, and we have a trap bar. So like deadlift, trap bar deadlift. Yeah. And it was the same thing. By my third set on the trap bar, it's like, okay, I'm good. I've hit essentially every major muscle group. Compound lifts for me, I mean for everybody, but what I really like just days like Sundays where it's, I'm not going to focus on any one part or muscle group or anything, and it kind of just hits everything. Yeah. And finding the balance, which really just comes from practice, from being in the gym of, okay, I'm going to push myself, but I'm not, I'm not going to power. Right. I'm not trying to max. I'm not trying to do any of that because I'm not doing that at all. So it's Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, the weightlifting where we do full body circuit. So you hit everything. Yeah. And then with the same mentality of, I want to feel it, but I'm not like max bulking, trying to get as much muscle mass as possible. I'm just trying to work those specific muscle groups. And then Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I was doing HIIT, which was pretty intense.
Yeah.
And I mean, like it was exhausting, and I'd be drenched in sweat and a little bit beat up from it. And so I've transitioned that into more of a flow.
Like a yoga flow.
I think, I've never done Pilates, but I'm familiar enough that I think it would be closer to a Pilates flow.
I love Pilates.
But not exactly Pilates. It's kind of just stuff that I've made up, researched
You made
different
up your
things.
own stuff.
Kinda.
Yeah, I love that.
And it's great. I get a lot of core workout, holding stretches, so it's kind of like yoga in that too, but not, and it's hard. Like I'm tired at the end, but it's not like stressful, exhausting, beating my body up kind of hard.
So you're still working out 6 days a week. And are you going to continue that? Is that like your goal?
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't had this conversation.
Yep.
So.
It is understanding. I'm perfectly fine if I miss a day because of whatever stuff came up. And in that case, I'm just sticking to that routine. So if, we're pretty consistent Tuesday, Thursday morning classes, unless we're
Friday
out of town. I mean, just for me.
Oh, okay.
Because Friday I do my other thing. But like if I miss a Friday, or if I miss a Monday or Wednesday, I just miss that flow. Or if for whatever reason I missed a Tuesday or a Thursday, I just missed that weightlifting. So let's say I missed Thursday class. Friday, I'm still just going to do
your
Friday flow.
Yeah.
So just stick with that, and then if I have to miss something, I will. But
I'm noticing, and I want to circle back to when you're in a higher stress season of your life. I am realizing that my days off from resistance training, I need them. Like I literally am just, and mind you guys, I'm not just sitting on the couch doing nothing. Again, it's yard and garden and packing and still doing some exercises with my clients. So, I'm not sedentary. Right. But oh my goodness, I don't think that I have the capacity right now to work out every single day, like in the winter. And obviously we're speaking to those who, have already started working out. So if you're just, if you're at the very genesis of this, it's going to be hard every day.
Yeah. Okay? And you just got to do it.
Yep. And it's just like a too bad because you have to get those habits developed where you're showing up before I would even consider justifying, I'm going to take a week off or any of that, because you have to build the habit first. It's really easy to be like, I'm feeling tired and stressed. I'm not going to work out, at the beginning because it's overwhelming. But no, I'm talking more to the person who's like, okay, I'm coming into summer. My schedule is busier. I don't want to completely stop. Just scale it back. Yeah. And it's helpful. And again, I have no goals, fitness goals, right? My goal right now is to take care of myself so that I can get the 45,000 tasks done and not feel completely tapped out.
I'm so glad you brought that up, because I was gonna bring it up anyway. We're both in that boat of just not really having any sort of like specific fitness goals or lifting goals or anything like that. If you are, whether it's more advanced, obviously, we probably don't need to say this to the more advanced people that are thinking about, oh no, I'm getting ready for a show in July. This is my number one priority. I don't care if it's sunny or not. I'm doing this. But if you are, if you're like, hey, I'm trying to lose 100 pounds, or I still, I can't get up off the floor to play with my grandkids, if you're in that boat, you got to stick with your goals. And that might still mean you don't need to go to the gym and kill yourself. You don't need to go to the gym and not be able to walk for 2 days or lift your arms up over your head.
That might happen at the beginning, though.
It might,
I
for
just wanted to
sure.
say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. But it's still so important to go there and not just go through the motions.
Yeah.
Go there and, you might not be trying to turn into the Incredible Hulk in a day, but you got to still keep using and pushing. And, you don't have to go. I like to call going to failure. I like to call it going to power. You don't have to do that, but you need to still feel it. It can't just be, oh, I went into the gym and I did some bicep curls and, did a little bench and all right, here we go.
Yeah.
Like that's not, I would say this, and maybe this is controversial and maybe you won't agree with me, but if that's what you're going to do, take that time and spend it some other way, some other valuable way, doing something, and find a different time where you can go in and you can focus and you can, even if it's 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and you can be present and actually get a workout in. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Does that make sense? Like, it's more valuable to go spend time with the grandkids in that moment, and then you still have to find the other time, but don't go in there distracted and just thinking, oh, I just have to step foot in the door and touch a weight and now I got my workout in for the day.
Yeah.
It's got to be intentional. So find that time when you're going to be able to be intentional with it, even if you're not, trying to break every lifting record that you've set before.
Yeah, and there's a lot of nuance to this. So I would say that, an hour and a half focus time a week, focus time, you could break that up into 15-minute segments. You could break it up into 2 45-minute segments, is better than 6 hours of half-ass, lightweight, just going there to fuck off.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree with that.
So make that time intentional. And if you're in high stress, scale back, listen to your body. This is a time that you need to listen to your body, which means I will most likely today, since we had a cancellation, go have my first lake day. We haven't been to the lake yet, which is the weirdest thing. What are we? This is Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, May 24th or something.
I've already been to the lake 20 times in previous years. Like, not this year. It's just been so intense. So I'm really excited just to go spend time relaxing in the sun, in the water, chilling out. So that's kind of what I'm doing today. So you mentioned we have the house on the market, and it's pretty close to accepting offers time. We have some offers. And so for those of you who are wondering, that is happening, and we're super excited about that. And working on the Kauai side is too, and that's working out as well. And last minute, like, plot twist as of last week, Emma, my daughter, middle child, is moving with us to Kauai, which I am just over the moon excited about. I think it's going to be lovely. She got back from Maui a couple of weeks ago, went and visited some friends, and was there for like 2.5 weeks. And of course, she loved it. She was born there and just had a lovely experience. So when her life kind of shifted and we sat her down and we were like, well, do you think you'd want to move to Kauai with us? She was like, yes, let's do that. So a lot of moving parts.
Say the least.
Yeah. And exciting, all exciting, because when you guys, if you listen to our podcast about the announcement of us moving to Kauai, you know that this has been something in the works for a really long time. And when you're doing something that you're supposed to do, things tend to work out. It doesn't mean that they're absent of stress. It just means you're not forcing the door down.
Hey friends, if you're getting something out of this, connect with us on our social media platforms. We're at CJ Elevated Life _ on Instagram and TikTok, and CJ Elevated Life on Facebook and X. We're answering DMs, sharing daily content, and building community with people ready for real transformation. For now, hit subscribe wherever you're listening, Apple, Spotify, YouTube. We drop 2 new episodes every week. And if this episode resonates, share it. That's how we reach more people who are ready for change. You can also find everything at cjelevatedlife.com. All right, let's keep going.
It's a fascinating time that we're in right now with all of that stuff to and like we've talked about before, really allowing whatever is going to happen, allowing that to happen, while at the same time making sure we don't miss opportunities because we're just so hands off.
Yeah.
Like, I
Whatever
don't know,
says to
everything.
happen, but-
Somebody will just offer us a place to live and
No.
whatever. So it's an interesting, amongst all the other balancing acts that we have, it's an interesting balancing act right now to be reaching out to people. And, we're a little bit early for most places are available like in June, and we're not.
So what is our move-in date-ish, Clint? Do you want to, or what we're thinking?
Yeah, as of right now, we've got tons of family stuff coming up in June and first part of July. So right now, what we've been telling people is August 1st.
Yeah.
August 1st is when we're available. That's a little bit flexible, but no, I mean,
just a couple of weeks on either side.
Right.
Yeah.
And obviously that's going to be contingent on things continuing to progress with the house, like it looks like. And, like I said, when this airs, we might already be under contract.
Yeah.
There's a possibility of that. But then we also, we want to get there with a place to live.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not living in a tent.
And
not that I'm against that, because I have lived in a tent before.
Yeah.
GP medium.
And understanding just kind of like what life brings. And
yeah.
And it's super interesting for us because Kauai is a small island. We've talked about that before. It's like at any one point it's like 25 miles across, 30 miles across or something at all. And
you did the math on that.
Yeah,
I did not.
It's so it's pretty small, but there are distinct areas, and it really, for those of you who live in this area that maybe like live in Oroville and work in Omak, you think, oh, it's whatever, 45 miles, which is almost all the way around the island.
Right.
But it's a more significant commute. And so we've got a couple places basically on opposite ends of the island, on the North Shore and on the South Shore, that we are most desirable for us and the way we want to live and everything. But what you don't want to have happen is living on the South Shore and like having jobs and life and stuff on the North Shore, or vice versa.
I don't even know if that could.
It's just
that'd be a lot.
Yeah. So there's a balancing act there too.
Yeah.
Of trying to get that all aligned. But I mean, it's really fun. We were just having this conversation, and man, if you can get to this point, which I haven't been able to until like 3 days ago in my entire life, be able to get to the point where you can be really excited about something. Like, let's say a particular house, that we reach out about, where you can be really excited about it, but not tied to it.
Yeah.
So if it...
Not tied to the outcome.
Yeah,
your emotions aren't tied to the outcome.
Yep, because we've already had a couple that we reached out to, and one lady reached back and said, hey, it's available like in a week, and I can't hold it until August.
Yeah.
Like, totally understand.
No big deal.
Yeah. And then you just move on. And like, there was no disappointment.
No.
There was no, like sadness or sense of, things aren't going to work out now because we didn't, because we had all kinds of stuff planned out in our heads, and it was really fun to do that.
Yeah.
And then when that transitions to whatever the next thing is, now we just get to do it with the next thing. And it's always been a thing for me of like either not getting excited about something or getting excited about something and then being so disappointed if it didn't happen that roller coaster of emotions was just too much, and then you just start to turn off to everything.
Right.
And it's so much fun to be able to just be excited about something, and then knowing whatever it's supposed to. Jonna said a great thing. I know I'm kind of scattered, but Jonna said a great thing the other day. She's been having a lot of epiphanies. She always has a lot of epiphanies. She's brilliant.
Not always.
Yeah, a lot. But something to the effect of, and you can correct me if I don't get this exactly right.
I might not even remember. It's like 15 epiphanies ago.
Something to the effect of, we've got this plan, but it's an amazing feeling to know if whatever this is, the plan in the moment doesn't work out, that means there's something better.
Yeah.
And that resonates in my head all the time. Like, okay, this seems amazing. This almost seems too good to be true, and I have to pinch myself that it's even happening. And then if it doesn't, like, that just means there's something better out there.
And I just want to give some context. So what we were talking about is there was, a place that we found to live, and then this job opening that would just, be brilliant in my mind as I was like building the picture of my life. And I thought about it and I was like, exactly what Clint said. If this is not what's meant to be, can you believe that what comes next is frickin' better?
Yeah.
And here's how I know that. Go back and listen to the Kauai podcast. And honestly, like when I think about that podcast, we didn't even divulge all of the signs, all of the dreams, all of the epiphanies. It was just like a condensed version, because who wants to sit and listen to Epiphanies by Jonna? No one. Like one per podcast. One per podcast is plenty. But when you know you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you just know that Source has everything worked out for your greater good. And so it's just like, oh my God, if this perfect experience isn't it, then it's even better.
Yeah.
Kind of like, guys, we thought we were moving to friggin' Arizona or Oregon.
And live in a trailer.
Okay? I mean, honestly, I had no clue that God was like, nope, actually, you're going back to Hawaii. I never thought that would be in the cards. Perfect example of something better than I even imagined in my brain it could be.
Yeah.
So we're just keeping that momentum for this situation, and it's been super just fun.
Yeah.
Fun and, a little bit stressful.
Sure, of
Honestly,
course
but
it is, but
not over the top stress. Like just a busy stress, would you call it? Because it's not like, oh, we're fighting because we're packing boxes and we're hauling shit off the property and we got to plan for a yard sale and we got to shove all of our crap in the dishwasher. No, it's just like kind of an excitement. Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
So anyway, that is the kind of update in terms of what's happening with the move to date, meaning Sunday, whatever, before Memorial Day.
May 24th.
May 24th. This week will be a huge pivot week for a lot of different things. And so we'll give you an update next week, but also want to inspire you when you go through these times in your life. You still need to prioritize your mental and physical and spiritual health. You have to, because that's how things get all out of balance. That's how you go from mild fight or flight, just, you're moving stress, to it being completely out of balance.
Yeah.
Take time for yourself, take time for your health and fitness, and, still divulge in your spiritual practices. I woke up this morning, I'm like, I have to meditate today.
Yeah.
Like that's a non-negotiable.
Yep.
So anyway.
And do that intentionally and intelligently.
Yes. Very good, sir. All right, you guys, I hope you have a fantastic day.
And we will talk to you soon.